Hey, YouTube. Okay, let's wrap this thing up. So they just showed the Steve Harvey interview part two. Now, the first interview, I think it was less than like 9 minutes, something like that. This was only 3 or 4 minutes. So cleverly, they decided to make this part one and part two. But the whole interview is about 10 minutes, right? Okay, so thankfully, MoNique was able to be quiet for most of this second part. So they gave us this thing of the rumor we were talking about last week when she said she'd rather knock the shit out of him, slap the shit out of him, than to apologize, right? So we got a version of that. Her telling the story about her, we are just brother and sister, and we're in a fight before Mama gets home, and I'm about to punch the shit out of you or something like that. Like it was part of a narrative, a story, right? She was telling. But what was missing from that was the story we got last week is then Steve Harvey's reply was, you hit me, I'm going to go out there and hit your husband, right? So this thing has been either edited or they're just reenacting to try to make sense out of the gossip from last week. So Steve Harvey seems to be trying to get through to this woman. Now, Steve, I suspect that you may have lost a little bit of your mind to be going here and getting involved in Miss MoNique's business, because he has made a commitment now that he wants to get all of these people together. Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels all come together, and I'm going to get them to apologize to you in public, right? On the air. I don't want you to apologize to them. Now, Steve Harvey must be really feeling himself, unless some conversations were had before, because Oprah Winfrey don't have to come nowhere and do shit that she don't want to do. See, what Steve is not realizing, these people are not hungry people. Tyler Perry, he's tried many times to make peace with this woman. Even offered her to pay her for the damn money she feel like is owed to her from that damn Precious movie, right? Okay. Daniels, none of them have got to do shit concerning MoNique because they all know she's trouble. Steve Harvey wants to jump. I guess Steve Harvey's under the impression. Apparently they have some kind of relationship before that. At least he knew her. He wants to see her stop this train wreck that she's in. This 10-year train wreck that she's been in. He's saying that it needs to stop. He said, maybe you could become unblackballed if you just shut your damn mouth. See, MoNique is the kind of talent, she just needs a handler. She don't need a husband working as a manager. She needs handlers, people who will make sure she doesn't talk, basically. If you ain't ready to talk, let's not talk. If you do talk, we need to be in a situation where we can edit what you say. That's what she needs. Just like some people need somebody to help them manage their money because they're not capable of managing their own money. They're capable of making money, but they're not capable of managing it. Their bills are still not being paid and so forth. Sometimes someone has to come in, step in, and I'll take over the finances. Don't you worry about this. Go and do what you do. Make the money. Many wives, I understand, take their husband's paycheck and then pay all the bills and then give him what's left. I've heard this for years. That's the only way, because if MoNique is allowed to talk, she's going to mess it up. Now, as far as her talent, she can be a funny woman. I mean, I'm not saying she's not funny. She can be. But I don't know if she's this talent that Hollywood won't survive without, which was what he was trying to say to her, basically trying to pump her up. He was saying that, oh, we're the talent. Hollywood won't survive without us, and just pumping her up, really. I don't have no complaint at all about how Steve Harvey handled the situation. But he's committed himself now to bringing these extraordinarily successful rich people who want to keep distance from MoNique, who have all tried in their own way to make peace with MoNique and had spit up in their face. You know, not literally, But that's what kind of what it feels like. I heard myself on the phone call when this Tyler Perry offered to give her all the money from the damn show that she would have made on the show that is still playing. What's it called, that thing? Precious. She didn't want that. Oh, well, you trying to buy us off? Sydney. Anyway, let's not mention the name. Let's let that be the name that cannot be spoken, at least for this interview, at least for this video. Anyway, now what's going to happen when they tell her, hell no, we don't want nothing to do with MoNique? She has shown us over and over and over and over again who she is. As Maya Angelou said, if they show you who they are the first time, believe them. Well, she has showed us over and over and over and over again. And I'm sure that when they say she's blackballed, nobody wants to be bothered with Miss MoNique. Steve Harvey throwing himself out in front of this. I don't know what influence he has or how he can persuade Oprah Winfrey. She needs to be apologizing to this woman after the things she said, or these other men. And it's not just those three. We're focusing on those three, but she's falling out with a whole lot of people. So Steve Harvey, if you feel like you can do something for this woman and help her, I don't know how you're going to just change somebody's personality with a 1 minute clip on your show, 5 minute clip on your show. Because after she's apologized and they apologize and all this, she goes right back to being MoNique. She's still MoNique. And she's still married. Perhaps if that last thing, the latter thing, the marriage wasn't there, then perhaps new management will be able to, I can't even talk to damn phone. My brain is not that strong. It's very easily distracted. Perhaps if she was under totally new management, handlers, people who could get her to work on time, pick her up and take her back home without her making any interviews, nothing. They can get her off social media, not negotiate social media or say, well, we're going to do it different this time and nothing like that. If they can get her off social media, then perhaps something could be done. Did I totally lose my train of thought? God damn it. Anyway, so Steve Harvey, he's saying he's going to do it. I guess he's going to do this for his show. I don't know why he would say something like that if he has not spoken with these people first. I don't know that they owe her an apology. She needs to be. What Steve Harvey needs to do is to get. I got to break my rule now. I just said I wasn't going to mention the name, but what he needs to do is get her and Sydney on the damn show, and pull a Dr. Phil, or maybe Dr. Phil would handle it better. I don't know, and confront Sydney about this damn deal he made for Precious. It was Sydney's deal. It was Sydney who accepted what she got paid. Sydney was the manager. She gets it in this horrible deal where she got to go out and promote this movie where she only made $50,000. Okay, everybody seems to think she should have made more money than that. But Sydney made those decisions. She needs to iron it out between her and her husband and accept responsibility. All these people have not done a damn thing to me. It was Sydney. It was my manager who mismanaged my career. If they can get to that, that is the conversation, her favorite word, conversation. That is the conversation that needs to be had. Now do that, Steve Harvey, and you've done something.